Hey all, it's Neeta here from the heart of California living. So last year, I have shared lots of tips about home insurance, and I have received multiple questions from potential homeowners, home buyers about home insurance, and I thought, why not bring in somebody who can answer all the questions? So here we are. We have Subrata Saha from Farmers Insurance, and he will answer a couple of the questions that I thought is very important for the future home buyers or the current home buyers. So hope it helps, and feel free to share any comments or messages so that we can answer few more questions later on. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Nita here from Keller Williams, and here we have Subrata Saha, and he has worked with number of my clients, and I'm really happy he's here to answer a couple of the questions I have received from the homeowners and buyers. So welcome, Subrata, and you can give a brief introduction, and from there directly we'll go to the questionnaires.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nita, for having me in your show. I always follow your videos and posts, and it goes great. So thank you for having me. About me, my name is Subrata Saha. I go by Insure Pal because I'm in the Bay Area, in America. So I'm a farmer's insurance agent and a broker for the last 4 years. And I'm glad that I was able to help many clients, including the ones coming from you, Nita. And I think I like it. I like to help my clients, saving, either saving on the cost of insurance and or keeping the minimum required coverage so that you never compromise, on the coverage. So with that, I think, I have spoken enough. So let's get to the point.
Yes. So, Subrata, the first question I would like to ask you on behalf of the homeowners, that what are the must-have coverages every homeowner in California should have?
Sure. I think, it's very relevant, at this time, 2024, 25 with, all the fires and everything, right? So number one, the dwelling, we call it dwelling A coverage, which is the reconstruction cost of the house. What it means is that if anything happens to this home, completely, burns down, what will it cost for the insurance company to rebuild the home as it is, right? So we call it the dwelling cost. So we want to make sure that you always, take 100% replacement coverage on the dwelling, whatever be it, right? So we do not compromise on the dwelling coverage. That's the key. And I think this year it is very important to check that you are, the insurance that you are getting, it's covering fire, if not anything else, because a lot of the companies do offer you insurance, but at the same time, they require a companion fire policy from California Fair Plan. So two things very important. Number one is the dwelling coverage A. Rest all the coverages you can change, you can adjust according to your needs, but the replacement cost is the key, number one. And the number two is make sure that fire and all other perils. So in insurance language, we call it perils. So just make sure that you have covered, with every single peril that can occur.
Sure. Thank you so much, Subrata. Our next question that we received is, what factors impact home insurance rates the most?
So, quite a few things. I remember that when you referred a client, I went back to you, asking specific details of the client and not like doing a random quote, right? So everybody's insurability is different. However, I think some of the key factors that affect the cost is your past claims. That's the number one, right? And anything else. So the top reason for insurance hike or unrealistic renewal premium is because of your claims. And you'll be surprised, Nita, that many of the claims clients don't even end up accepting the claim because it may be a very small repair and the deductible probably it wouldn't make sense to claim and just do it myself, right? But I'm getting a step forward, but you already may have that question, is that the claims. So the moment you call your insurance company that I have a claim and it's taken, there's a claim number, it comes in your record. So that's why I always recommend my clients that anything happens to do with your insurance, anything happens to your home or auto or your business, first you reach out to us. Let us assess what the claim is, and we'll happily file the claim on your behalf. So I think it's always a good. I think it's a must to check with the insurance company or the agent before filing.
Okay, quick question, Subrata, like not in here in the list. Like for example, I have faced an issue where the owner filed the claim and then they did some work, but they didn't keep the receipt. So there is no proof that they have done it. So in this kind of scenario, how to handle the scenario when suppose my client is buying that house and there is already a claim and the seller could not provide any receipt?
Okay. So, a couple of things we can actually do it seamlessly so that you don't end up, getting non-renewal or cancel your policy, right? So, before even doing anything, I think it's important to, like going forward, whatever claim, whatever repair happens, it's always good to keep the receipts, right? If not, you can always call an inspector, like get an inspection done, and ask them to basically factor the age of the roof or the age of the plumbing. So these are the two most important things: the whole house plumbing and the roof. So you can always do a ad hoc inspection if you don't have the inspections from the past. Which I mean, you have the inspection when you bought, but then that probably doesn't give enough detail about the age and all that, right? So you can always do inspection.
Yeah, I think that's helpful. Definitely, that's a helpful suggestion.
Yeah. So this year, I know that farmers and many other companies have gone extremely, stringent about documentations. So that's number one you can do. And there are other ways. For example, if you have if you haven't upgraded your plumbing, if you do some work, then also you can avoid those cancellations or non-renewal.
Got it. Thank you, Subrata. So the next question we are jumping into is, what are the most common home insurance claims in California?
That's a good one. So, I think I get every kind of claim, like the roof problems, leaks, and like maybe the fence fall off. As simple as the fence falling off, especially during, I would say, between December to spring. In the rainy season, we have the majority of the claims. So it can happen due to wind, high wind, the rain we last couple of days. So we get roofs, we get plumbing issues a lot because plumbing is something that will not tell you the problem right away. It will take its own time. When the damage is already done, 6 months later you will realize that if you could have just fixed it with $5 buy from Home Depot something, which ended up affecting something bigger, and now it cost you $50,000, right? So I think the plumbing is the most severe ones. That's why we actually often these days recommend a Moen Flow device, which automatically detects any leakage and alerts you, and also shuts off the water automatically, so that you can take care of it right away. So yeah, I think these are some of the important things when it comes to claims. I have just one client and many in LA right now with the LA fire. Not my clients, but I think I'm really glad that I'm with Farmers. Farmers along with CFR Plan is doing an amazing job taking care of the claims. And although in my agency I had one incident
Mhm.
of complete, fire damage, but I didn't see any problem resolving, to rebuild the house. So they are still my client in a new house in the same spot.
Got
So,
it. Got it. So, Subrat, a quick question. So, if my client, I've asked them to put the device to detect the leakage. So, is there any possibility
yeah,
that they will get a better coverage in home insurance or change in the premium?
always, yes. They will get I think Farmers gives you a flat $85 discount on
Okay.
the Moen Flow. But nowadays, Moen Flow, your leak detection has become not only not only a good to have device,
Mm-hmm.
but for some homes, if the plumbing hasn't been replaced in the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
then that becomes a contingent. You have to put the Moen Flow. So we have a toll-free number that you can call and quickly set up a installation at a much lower rate
Okay.
between the partnership, because of the partnership of Farmers and Moen Flow.
So, Subrata, like for example, besides this, there should be other things also that my clients can do to save money, right? So, do you guys
Yes,
have a list of things that they can have a look or a checklist and then take care of that to have a better coverage?
absolutely. So anything to do with security in your home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think of security. So it can be a fire alarm, it can be a burglar alarm,
Mm-hmm.
it can be, those ring devices. So
Mm-hmm.
anything to do with the home safety.
Mm-hmm.
If you have professionally managed security device, you get the highest discount. And again, just like Moen Flow, security device has become mandatory for high value homes and and some homes which are old and things like that. So, however, you always get a discount for
Mm-hmm.
every check. Even if you have sprinklers in some
Mm-hmm.
homes, you get a discount. So every component to do with home safety is a point towards your discount.
Got it. Thank you so much. So, Subrata, what about home renovations? Home renovations affect the homeowners insurance? And what kind of renovations?
Yes,
If
it
it
does.
is yes.
Sure. So, it's funny that it definitely helps it actually helps and also doesn't at the same time from a cost perspective. So what happens is, if you change your roof in your renovation, you straight away get a discount, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, that new roof is adding value to the reconstruction cost of the dwelling, which I was
Mm-hmm.
referring, in your first question.
Mm-hmm.
The moment, let's say, this home is $1 million home
Mm-hmm.
and I change the roof, so which takes maybe 50,000,
Mm-hmm.
automatically the home reconstruction has gone higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will also calculate the premium to go higher.
Got
So
it.
why, it's tricky, but my recommendation is, insurance is something you just do what it is. Like, let's not manipulate anything,
Mm-hmm.
because when it comes to claim, that's when, a lot of my, I have heard stories when it comes to claim, they find a lot of problems, they
Mm-hmm.
decline, and that's not a good place to be.
Got it.
So even if it increases your, premium,
Uh,
I think, we should update it.
Perfect. Okay. The next question is, does standard homeowners insurance cover wildfires, earthquakes, and floods?
Earthquake and flood, never, because earthquake has to come from something called CEA, and then I have some private providers to give
Mm-hmm.
earthquake coverage. Flood is definitely not covered,
Mm-hmm.
but anything to do with anything to do with, let's say, something jams up due to rain outside of your home and that
Mm-hmm.
causes some problem, that is covered.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is a flood, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a flash flood, and
Mm-hmm.
that your home happens to be in a place where it just got affected bad way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is never covered. So flood you have to buy separately. Similarly, earthquake is a separate policy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to wildfire, now I think it is on the company's discretion how they will profile a home in the fire zone rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, farmers, what we do is we try to cover 90% of the homes, everything, like including brush fire or any kind of fire, right?
Okay.
But a lot of the companies at the same time, even if with a medium rating of fire, they are categorizing them in the fire zone, and they are straight away asking to go to California Fair Plan.
Got it.
So
Got it.
it depends on each home,
Mhm.
the location, will be identified by the company, by the insurance company, and tell you whether, the brush fire and the wildfire is covered or not.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Subrata. And the final question is, what are some hidden fees homeowners should look out for their policies?
Okay, so you'll be surprised that in insurance, there is no hidden fees. However, there are, you have to be really smart and, like, for example, I, as an agent, I always like to find pockets to save on the premium, because if I save you $100, you will stay with me. Otherwise, you will probably search for some other insurance going forward. So please know that there are many coverages that are not required, really. Like, for example, extended dwelling coverage. For example, like there are, like, different companies categorize differently, but we have so many add-ons, like like identity theft. I don't know, we have every kind of security these days, and every individual in the area is an engineer, software engineer. So identity theft is not required unless there is a burglary and you have very sensitive data and something hacks and all that. So make sure that you identify those, and if you just read through the declarations, you will find you can easily identify that, hey, these are the extras I may not need. So you need to look for those, take the optimum coverage based on your confidence on the home. So, and the other thing that I tell my client is that, get the insurance for whatever it is, because your escrow will be paying first year. So I did the same. And then when you have a good feeling of the home, you live in the home for 6 months, you kind of know the home, like it becomes your, it connects with you, and your confidence builds up. So, and then in the renewal, you can change and modify, if you need anything extra or remove anything extra, you can do that. But I think instead of hidden fees, there are hidden coverages that are not required, I would say.
Got it. Thank you so much, Subrata, for your time. And the guys, just feel free to text us, message us with any other questions you have, and we'll come with another session with other questions that Subrata will answer for us. And yep. So, Subrata, anything you need to share?
No, I think, again, thank you so much for taking me on the, on this, on this meeting. And, I think I look forward to helping more clients. And if anybody has any question, concern, or you need an instant quote, you can always reach out to us.
Okay, thank you
Nita.
guys, and have a nice week.